So I thought I'd do a bit of an updated video, since it's been a while since I've done one. We're just getting into the start of summer now. There's a new air source heat pump. It's so quiet, a couple of metres away you can't even hear it. Well then, what's been going on in here? Well, that's my dechlorinator setup. It's activated carbon, catalytic carbon, bone char, 1 micron filter, carbon block and a Chlor Plus block. That's finally seemed to stabilise my small amount of chlorine reading now. What I'm finding is that the carbon block is better at eliminating that final few parts per billion of chlorine, rather than running it through a granular that's got a higher capacity, so that filters down to a finer level, and I find that the two working together works really well. Recycle R.O still running nicely, getting about 2.8 litres a minute into the pond, and about 0.76 of a litre to waste. This is the Mains R.O setup. So I've got my Recycle R.O there with the TDS meter and the valves to control it, and then next to that is my Mains R.O setup. Similar kind of thing, pump, flush valve with the TDS meter there, and that's my Mains R.O setup there. 450 gallon a day membranes, booster pump, being fed by 3 10-inch 3-pods. That's a pre-filter, 10-inch carbon block, and then a 10-inch Chlor Plus block. That's the new connections to the air source heat pump. It's now running nicely. What I've also got is an energy monitor. It's a Sonoff device that's Wi-Fi capable, and I've got a feed from that will chart exactly how much you're using in kilowatt hours and what ampage it runs at. So currently that's running at 836 watts. That's the voltage in 244, and in the last 3 days it's used 9 kilowatts. Currently running that on a timer on economy 7, so it's costing me about 60 pence a day to heat the pond to about 24 degrees. That's 23.9. Dosing setup still running along nice. Just making an addition of the sodium bicarbonate solution, dose twice a day, 100 ml each dose, and then a small amount of tap water conditioner for any metals that might get in the pond. That's still working nicely. That's pretty much it. That's my current setup of the reverse osmosis. I don't use the mains very often. I do use it occasionally for making some additions to the pond if I feel it's necessary. But what I can do with this is, if I've got this offline for any reason, like when I was recently treating for flukes, is I was topping up with pure R.O water mixed in with the chlorinated, just to keep that metals level and clean water going in. So that's plenty enough for that. What else have I done? I'll probably start it up so you can see the difference in the noise level of this pump. I've made this a lot quieter now. You'll notice that this base has now been isolated. It's only connected up by some Class O insulation there that's been stuck to this base with contact adhesive, and stuck to the bracket underneath with contact adhesive. There's no screws connecting that up, so that's free. It's quite strong. You can't pull it off away from the wall quite easily, but it gives it that isolation from the wall, so it doesn't drum. I was finding that I was getting quite a lot of resonance vibration on that wall, but since I've isolated the pump from that. Still fully supported, but it's just isolated from that now, so it runs a hell of a lot quieter. I'll just disconnect this plug. Wobbly camera there while I'm unplugging that one-handed. So I'll just show you the difference in noise level now with this pump running. Now that it's isolated, it's much quieter. I'll just flip that on so you can see it working. There's literally hardly any noise from that at all now. That is an awful lot quieter than what it was before. But all the resonance from that pump now is isolated from the wall it's standing on, so there's no vibration on the wall and it's a lot quieter. Made quite a big difference, that did. Much quieter. So that's now my filtration setup for the pond. It might seem a bit over the top, but by the time we worked out how much I was going to get back for these other membranes I was using before, it weren't worth selling on, so I just rejigged them, turned them into a Mains R.O unit. It can be run when I don't run the Recycle R.O, and my dechlorinator unit's now working much better with these 10-inch jumbo cartridges, just polishing the water and taking that last little bit of chlorine out, and having any problems running them like that now for the last good few months. Zero chlorine coming through. It's been working really well.